these are a little bit hard to get into here. I'll get rid of those and I'll just put solid bit between it. How you doing, Ellsworth? There's so many games out there that I have to ask myself, do I need to mod or do I just need to try the next game? That's fair. I don't move on from games very quickly. So yeah, for me it's like, do I mod it kind of thing. In most cases it's no. Like I can think of like a whole bunch of different ways to play something through before like I've exhausted ways to play it, you know? But also, I also don't have the desire to like play it the way most people do. I think you guys know that with like most of my games anyway. What else? I missed something back there. Let's see. Would you join Left of the Wolves to kill robots? I mean, I hate kids, so it's no loss. Mine is just spared lights, one sculpture, keep them happy. Lol. Treating prisoners nice and make up for potential abandoning of 100 kids as time it was activated. Nah, well, I don't have like biotech DLC. I hate kids, so there's no way I would add it because I don't want to have to deal with any of the content related to kids in it. But yeah. Also, I don't think many people would enjoy seeing me ruthlessly culling children endlessly as well. I also kind of get that, you know, that sort of feeling that I'm like, I don't think that's very, gonna sit with people very well, you know. Mind you, it wouldn't stop me from doing what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm just saying. As for the prisoners and stuff, prisoners, I try to keep them like nice and happy because I want them to join. If they're happy, they're more likely to recruit. I feel like they recruit faster. So it just works for me. I've only just kind of made up the prison because I keep changing it and fucking around with it and stuff. I think I want to move the lights forwards. That's what I wanted to do. I also still have a storage spot there, so yeah, we super don't want that to be there. What else? Might get dirt floors because floor is wealth. It's insane. Yeah, so about that, I'm intentionally trying to make this place as wealthy as possible. So we've got like a lot of gold in the kitchen and we've got a lot of silver. I'm doing silver main rooms or walkways or whatever, just to see what it does kind of thing. So yeah, most people got nice beds, nice like accessories and stuff. Gonna have carpet rooms. Everybody's got a 5-phone popper, so slightly less chance of everybody burning their carpeted room down this time. I could put it inside the room, but I'm pretty sure it will take up space, so let's not do that. I'm also gonna have to select what's in these hydroponics too, but that's a later issue. Oh well, chimpanzees having a wander, so I guess that's fine. Around 1.1 mil wealth. Rate score is max, so around 80 plus colonists, but really not an issue. Yeah, so about that. What are we up to? We're up to about, I don't even know. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, what, 2 million or so at the moment. Not quite as high as before we moved, but we're getting back there. We did cull off a good slog of animals, and what else we do? Yeah, animals have gone down low, and our buildings have gone down low since we moved because obviously we had 2 bases at one point. So yeah, we're doing all right. We also haven't been attacked much recently, which is fine because we keep getting fucking cold snaps, and that's hard enough. Animal starvation is cats. I have wild animals. I have a squirrel in the vicinity, so plus Enyo's up here peeling a fucking muffalo, so she'd be right. Hopefully the cats will wake up and go eat that before that shit gets cooked. And I'm seeing people take nutrient-based meals. How do you feel about that, Blue Jay? How do you feel about your shitty little meal? And I want to know, because this is the first person I've seen actually like grab one of these fucking things. Everybody else has got at least a simple meal. So I don't want them necessarily eating it, but occasionally to buff out the thing, it wouldn't hurt. I love that it looks like Zamora is sharing this meal. It's fantastic. I like to keep small colonies, so big raids are brutal for me. That's fair. Let's get something like -2 or -4 for nutrient pace. Alright, you got -4 for that. Alright, so that's just at the moment you're going to have like a permanent -4 on anybody that eats that. Although Zamora is actively eating a raw egg. So you got a -7. Okay, so that's better. Alright, they're not supposed to eat the fucking raw eggs, but I can't, it's not like I can fucking stop them. Yeah, I know I can set shit. I'm not doing it. Bombay, mate. When you're done with that, you can't do plants. I see blue jays out here. I'm gonna grab a couple of people to do some planting, because like Marino's out here. Assuming nutrient paste meal. When you're done with that, love, I'll get you out here while the animals are asleep, and I'll get you to harvest some stuff, because this is still critical that you guys take the time to basically come and pluck this shit out of the ground, because until we can catch up to more than 1 day's worth of food, because what are we up to at the start of tonight? We do not have a full bar of food. Alright. That's fair. We'll catch up to it eventually. Or winter will happen and we'll have a mass culling where I'm only going to be feeding prioritarily the original 21 colonists, and it's survival for the fittest for everybody else. So we'll see how that works out. Because honestly, it'd be like the third winter borderline starvation thing. So yeah, we'll see. What else? As for like the raids and colonists and stuff like that, like in each different area, I try to add more value to my colony. So for instance, like in our last area, we made it that everybody had a helmet and a weapon. In this area, I want to get to a point where we can actually make them armor. That would be nice. At the moment, we've also lowered it to, we only have 77 people with tattered apparel instead of like 100 or 200 fucking people with like tattered apparel, because like when we moved, we stopped making clothing. So that is helping. That's helping their moods substantially, because nobody's super pissed off. Like there's the odd person. Odd person's like a little bit pissy. Luxuriously comfortable, unbelievably impressive rec room. Dining room, recreation satisfied, spacious interior. You're just pissed off about nutrient paste meal, but I see nothing else that's going on. Darkness. Mate, it's nighttime. I can't do nothing about you at nighttime, mate. It's dark at night. Actually, I have a place for this. Shove that down here. There you go. Alright, what else? Do wish you luck on this server. Gotta catch some Z's. Be a bit night soon for me. Oh yeah. It's 11 PM for me, so it's not far off. But yeah, if you gotta get some rest, go for it. I'll be here. I don't have any more streams this week, but RimWorld is always Tuesday. This is Tuesday for me, so I normally stream 10 until 2. As in like 10 PM till 2 AM and stuff like that. So yeah, by all means, if I'm live, yeah, welcome to come hang out, chitty chat, whatnot. It's pretty much the same kind of energy most of the time, unless I'm really tired, then we get like really quiet, really calm shit. So yeah, once I can get Sue, leave this the fuck alone. Can you deconstruct it, love? That way I can actually build the groove room here. But thank you for follow. What else? It was very interesting to see the style of gameplay. So I got all the DLCs for this one because I wanted to support the creators. I'm not a big fan of Anomaly, but the other one's been pretty good. Oh yeah. Basically, like my gameplay and stuff is more like relaxed, laid back and stuff. So yeah, there aren't many people that are kind of like just fucking sit back and chill with their RimWorld colony. I get that, but yeah, I'm kind of like a half balance between like conversation and whatever I'm doing in the game. At the moment, I am actively trying to keep them alive. So, you know, I am out here saying that they have to like harvest stuff and cook shit and stuff, like actually kind of like taking care of them a little bit. But most of the time I kind of just leave them to their devices, because like everybody has a schedule, everybody has work priorities, you know, so I don't usually have to like step in. Also, everybody's got like, you know, fight or tend to himself, or, you know, the classic death list and stuff. So yeah, everybody's got their shit. So I only kind of have to step in for like raids and major events. Like this is a starvation event that could potentially like end the colony. So I do have to kind of like manage their food a little bit. So I'm trying to put in additional grow rooms and shit, but yeah, it could still fail. Or, you know, Phoebe Chillax could decide to just gas us all with the flu again and like lose half our colony during a raid or something. Fuck knows. Anything could happen. At least I have like fire foam poppers and I'm starting to dabble in traps and crap now, so yeah, we have like a mild chance. You know, what else? I certain most normal RimWorld players would complain to wasting human meat by just abandoning the kids. Yes, most normal RimWorld people would definitely complain that abandoning kids on a different map would in fact be wasting their precious meats and stuff, but on the flip side, there's also quite a lot of people that are not RimWorlders that do watch me. They will probably have an absolute stroke over the fact of me like culling and peeling children, specifically babies. Might think it's a little bit barbaric. Personally, like, I just don't do cannibalism, so it doesn't matter if it's a baby or an adult or a prisoner, like, whatever flies. But like, you know, I do occasionally like dabble into like the wider audience and crap that don't know what the hell I'm on about and may find like the notion of peeling a baby could be a bit like much. But yeah, I just don't want to add it in general because I'm like, I don't want to deal with kids in the game. Kids already exist in real life. I don't need to put them in games, you know. Different kind of like worlds and stuff. You get like escapism and stuff. This is a place where like I don't have to listen to somebody else's kids scream nearby. You know, it's nice. Plus it's nighttime, so you generally shouldn't. There is that one bird that like hangs out at like the end of my driveway that screams like a woman being murdered every so often. Like that is a bit unusual, but it's still not a kid, so you know, Australia. We had the weirdest shit. Like I accidentally like slapped a spider to death with my thighs earlier tonight because it made the mistake of running all over me. So I'm like, I didn't know what to do. My hands were preoccupied and I'm like, I don't have anything free to hit this thing with. And I'm like, my thighs are available. It's fine. So, you know, yeah, there's always a fucking spider story when it comes to RimWorld, I swear, you know. Main beef with this difficulty is you go higher, it just feels like a lot of disease more than actual disasters. I find that at this point, I think Phoebe Chillax is trying to get creative, because if it's a raid, I will save and I'll reload the battle as many times as I need to potentially take as many prisoners with as least amount of life lost. However, if it's a toss-up between, say, 4 or 5 colonists and a original colonist, I will sacrifice the 4 or 5 colonists versus the original colonists, right? So it really just depends on what she throws at me. But the colds and flus and cold snaps and shit are really slow burning things that are very hard to avoid once they're already underway. So for instance, like cold snap will take out like all the food, but make it very hard to like manage feeding the animals because the grass will die off. A lot of animals lose their pregnancies, so we'll lose a lot of meat production. And of course, like if the colonists are sick, you know, and then we also have the problem of like, will they eventually die from a flu, or will they become like flu immunity? Like there's a percentage risk that they'll die. At the moment, I don't have resurrected mech serums. I don't even have like the healing mech serums because my bastards kicked them. So we don't have that at the moment. So if I can get a quest to go get those, that'd be neat, but I haven't seen one in a while. And which means that I kind of just have to do the best I can to keep these, you know, alive in the first place. Because if they die, I can't really bring them back. And I have a lot of very hungry animals that will just eat them. I also do have cannibals in my colony. So if my people aren't fed properly, somebody will probably snack on a head or an arm or something, you know. I just got to be paying attention, because if I'm not, somebody's going to do cannibalism, and then somebody's going to be upset, and then half my colony is going to be upset. And then when you're talking about like 150 colonists are upset, it's a lot of colonists to be upset. It's a lot of tantrums, it's a lot of jailbreaker, it's a lot of slaughterer, murderer, berserk, you know, it's a lot all of a sudden. Also, these three are like perpetually idle. Anyway, I'll probably put like a door or something in here. Also, where the fuck did Sue go? Hang on a second. If Sue's asleep, I'm waking them up. Sue, I asked if you could dismantle these two things. Where the fuck did you go? You are feeding a guinea pig rice, and then you go... How was that on your list to do? How the fuck did the guinea pig get in? I manually told her to do this. Anyway, I'll come back to that later. I guess it's going to get deconstructed later. These things are available, so let's go install them. You know, I think you're on the same time zone then. Probably. Like I'm in Australia, so there's that. What is that? Oceanic or some shit. But yeah, I'm awake at night, so, and I sleep during the day and whatever. So a lot of the time I'm awake at like, I think it's like European hours or something. Also, there was a second spot, but I can't, it's on the inside of here. I can't put it down because we need the slightest bit of crops that we can get. So yeah, practically neighbors in Japan currently. Oh yeah. I think you're the, there it is. That's where it was. I think you're the second individual that I'm aware of watching me from Japan. Like, I never know who the fuck's like watching me and stuff like that, but I know of like one other fellow that is currently over in Japan. I don't know if he's like on fucking holidays or is he living over there, but yeah, it's fine. It's basically like oceanic region, and we have a raccoon to hunt, so yeah, we'll go get that. And I can't obviously mine what's on the inside here, so I'll just go throw it out here, you know? I'll throw it down. There we go. All right, we'll get those mined out. Hopefully we'll be able to put them in the inner area soon, but not probably until closer to winter when shit starts dying off, probably, you know? But this is my anti-riot strategy. If every prisoner's legs, they can't run. No, we don't do that either. So yeah, everybody's like fully able-bodied and stuff, and yeah, they get nice beds. They get the nicest beds actually out of the colony. They get the nicest statues. They get like whatever lavish shit I can shove into their prison. As soon as they decide to join, they obviously have access to whatever clothing and food typically. Regardless of if they're able to do anything or much at all, they're going to get like given a skill trainer at some point to be able to buff them up so that they could be more usable kind of thing. So I have like several people in here that don't do a lot, but they are not wasted. These ones are on the 64s, they're not ready yet, and 22. Okay. Who else can I grab? I don't think Frankie does it. I think he does animals, don't you? Right? No, you do plants. Alright, well, I've got a room for you to pluck, I guess. No, it's low. Okay, we'll leave that alone. That doesn't look like that's all that ready. I don't think I was up in here recently, so 61, a semi-recently up in here. Alright, leave that shit alone. We'll come back to that. I've been living here for like 5-ish years. Oh yeah? Nice. That's very stable. I'm loving the fact that my colonists are out here eating all the fucking food. Bread, mate. I see Sulphur's coming up for that. Dali's probably coming up to eat that. Rock is coming up to eat that. Camus might be coming up to eat that. Trosima for sure. Hippo. Who the fuck is Crab? Hold on. Blue Jay might be coming out to eat that. Do I have an animal now called Crab? I need to go check. There's a good chance that people are just coming up to like reserve these to eat them fresh, but I want them to go shove them in the thing because like Tyrone's in here feeding fucking fertile eggs. So hold on, where's my animals? Do I have a random animal called Crab now? Because I don't know if I've got a person called Crab. Like vaguely maybe. I think they're all the named ones, so yeah, I must have somebody called Crab. Hold on. This is... it's gotta be a second name. Yeah, that has gotta be a second name. Oh no, there's Crab. Crab mate, what do you do? I haven't seen you for a fucking hot minute. You do animals, this is why I've never clicked on you. Cool, okay, that's fine. I was gonna say, I'm like, there has to be a reason why I've never summoned him. Because like, if it's something that's super passive, I have no reason to ever call on them. I have like a couple of people that are like that, and I have like no need for their shit. I can see you guys all bringing this in here. Chimpanzee's cooking. What? Are you cooking at this? Pulling it to hopper. Cool. Okay, I think the thing is people have got to make these things manually, I think. I don't know. People are using them. I've got chimpanzees like lined up. Can I tell you to come to this thing? No? Okay, so I think it's like a voluntary thing. This nutrient paste thing. I guess they've got to go and like make the shit themselves. But that's fine. It's, I think, slightly better than if they just eat raw shit. I also have a panther snacking on an egg in here, so that's happening as well. They're not supposed to pick up the fertile food. Hold on. That's a damn good point, isn't it? Can I click on all the hoppers and do it? No, but I can copy settings. Meat, I do not want. It might be animal products. So yeah, no human meat, insect meat can go in it. Animal products. I don't want fertile eggs. There we go. Alright, hit me up with a copy of that and we'll get this pasted onto all of these. That way we stop bringing in the fertile eggs that are supposed to be either hatching or feeding like the cats and panthers outside. I do think that the cats and panthers can get in here. Like panthers for sure. Cats are questionable. They're sometimes in here and they're sometimes not. And one of them was starving. But I do have a shit ton of harvestables over here. Make Jolly Love. I know you don't do a huge amount of stuff. You don't do enough plants. Like she does 3, but I'd rather use like kangaroo, not orange kangaroo. You do some decent plants. So I know you're sowing the area. I'll let you sow that and then I'll get you over here to harvest some stuff. I'm gonna only get her to like go around and harvest things I've already got like triggered as harvestable instead of like, you know, lining it up to tell them to go harvest all these extra stuff. At this point, I know we're in the like very start of summer. I really need them to get to a point where we have like multiple days worth of food, because when you've got like 300 people, 300 of anything meal wise is a day. You know, it's not a lot. Also, speaking of the day, it is the next day, so let me just grab somebody. Lasagna's right here. Lasagna mate, can you give a call to, pretty sure it's them, and we want green as well. We'll get both of those in here. And how is, I don't know, Barrel's up and about somewhere. I don't know, 300 meals is half a day more or less. I mean, yeah, it just depends if like they're all going to eat, and also the fact that a lot of the time, if we only have meals and we don't have raw food, they will go and they'll feed the meals to the animals, which is like pretty much the reason why I'm trying to get them to use like the nutrient pasting for the first time, because if I can get them to keep as much food as physically possible for the people, like meal wise, and we are making like 3 times the amount of food instead of a simple meal from nutrient paste, and it's reasonably fast. I've got 2 of them at least, so it's not 100%, like they are eating other shit, but we're starting to catch up with a little bit of supplies in storage, as you can see. So what I want to see is we want to get to a point where we have a lot of raw food in supply and everybody's fed. I want probably just another bulk goods trader so that I can get food. And we'll call for the other guy once it's probably nightfall again. I should have called them during the night and then called the other ones now, but we missed that window. So yeah, look, as long as a couple of people coming in trying to get themselves some food, pyromaniac, that's fine. Go ham, mate. I'm pretty sure I have like everything inside has a 5-foam popper, so I don't really care what he sets fire to. Kangaroo, I believe I just set you up to do gardening, so that's not useful for us. Who's in the area that could do stuff? Most of my gardeners are kind of hanging around. Oh no, it's the other kangaroo. Sorry, don't worry about it. Food bench. That's not helpful. You can do plant stuff though. You're going off to meditate. It must be recreational time. There is also a couple of people that say that they're starving. And I think what it is they're either in mental breaks or they're coming out of mental breaks and they haven't eaten. Obviously, I think most people have got food. Breakout mate, what are you doing? You're playing poker. Can I get you to haul this inside? I know Chip is coming to haul this stuff. I know we've got some like animals bringing it in. But if you take it inside now, there's a good chance that, I think I just told him to eat that. Yeah, no, there we go. If he takes it inside, it's nearby enough that my people might actually like put it in the things and make food. Like I'm pretty sure I didn't specify that they can't have meat in here. So a lot of these like nutrient-based meals are probably going to be vegetarian. But yeah, it should be fine. Hyperfocus is mental break. What? So, oh, your hyperfocus. Really? Hold on, who have we got mental breaks on? Stone's the only one closest to it, and Malbro's eating actively. But no, I think I missed the point on that. I'm forgetting to eat until you're starving. Ah, okay. That's fair. Stone, you're very lucky. I just saved mate. Because any later, we probably would have absolutely beat the shit out of him. I do think when they give up, I can still beat the shit out of them, put them in hospital, and they're good. But I think it's when they run wild, I can't get them back. I have still got glitches, so it's a little bit of like whichever. So Stone's still gonna have a mental break, right? He's just gonna pick something else. So it'll be interesting to see what he chooses. But yeah, no, I find that really interesting that like, you know, a lot of people do kind of like work until they forget to eat and stuff. Like I don't know, when I'm working on stuff with like rigging and stuff, I generally, it's more of like I don't really want to get up and fuss around with like eating something. And like, because I have Crohn's, obviously like the feeling of like discomfort and stuff afterwards, like I have to go through a full experience every time. So in my case, I kind of put it off until it's necessary sort of thing, but I do that every day anyway. So like I literally caught myself earlier tonight just like standing in the kitchen. I'm like, I fucking hate eating. Because yeah, it's just, I don't know. It feels like such a fucking chore to me. I don't enjoy it. But that's only because I have like a condition that affects like my digestive tract. And that's like, most people think, oh, digestive tract, your stomach. And it's like, no, your digestive tract anywhere from like your mouth all the way through. And that was what? Okay, it wasn't as explodey as what I was expecting to find. Oh, there we go. There's the thing that went kaboom. Okay, it was a baby boom below. I was gonna say, I'm like, something went boom for real then, and I don't know what it was. But this got deconstructed. My only problem is trying to get the rocks out of here. So I don't want to take down the columns here. I will have to take down that column though, because it is actually genuinely in the way. But because this is actually like a mountainous bit, I do have like some columns here for like the purpose of that. But I want to get a roof. I want to build a roof. Okay, we got a roof, or we are going to need this. We're going to need this popped because we have one air conditioner pushing up in here. That is true. I didn't even think about that when I chose this spot. I can't bring it up any closer. The only way I could bring it up closer is I would lose 2. And that would allow me to circumvent this corner, which isn't a huge issue. I'm not going to get like a perfect amount in all of them because I already have like an EMP blaster thing in here, which I thought about moving over to here. I kind of would like to have mapped that it's supposed to be here because I'll need to put it back later. But I don't want to destroy it. I don't know how long it's going to be, you know, that I'm going to have this set up. I know I'm going to need it for a while. And then I will possibly remove the ones I don't want, the ones that are blocking spots. Like these two are going to block. And these two are going to be in the way of production and stuff. Like Sue, really. Sue, love. When you're done. Yeah, you're actively using it, love. Let's just stop you for a second. Oh my god, somebody else is fucking using it. Okay, hold on. No. Huntsman, mate. Are you able to do construction? You are not. Okay, hold on for a second. Can I get you to... Oh my god, Tro. Everybody in my colony wants to play fucking billiards right now. Okay. So we're not going to get to move that until nightfall. Till outside of recreation time. That's fine, I guess. We're going to need to move the benches out of the way. Last needs rescue. Is it lobster? Alright, why? Food poisoning. Can't do much about that, mate. Oh, Crow's playing. Felicia could rescue. I know there's a panther reserved to do it, but it'll be fine. Alright. So they're gonna get that rescued. There's some shit that's catching on fire. I did call for, like, you know, a trader. I also find it really funny. I don't know if you guys noticed that. When your colonists pass through the thrombo, their beard is layered on top of the thrombo and the rest of the colonists is layered behind it.